Here we go.
Good morning.
All right, welcome Woodbury to the island of misfit toys. I am your host for this evening, the Mayor, Andrew Giacomazza, and this is your village board meeting of August 10, 2023. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence for the victims of the fires ravaging Maui. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. All right, as I always do at every meeting, I will begin by introducing your village board of trustees, starting at my far end with trustee Christopher Graziano. Next to him is trustee Vic Borelli. Next to him is trustee Susan Suriello. Next to her is Deputy Mayor Tara Burek. To my right is village clerk Desiree Potman. And once again, I am your mayor, Mr. Andrew Giacomazza. So we will start with public hearings that we are continuing. Public hearing is being continued from June 22nd, 2023, meeting to entertain public comments on introductory local law 8 of 2023, amending the village code, chapter 8, architectural review board, and chapter 8314, architectural review board rules, to review and clarify the guidelines and standards of the architectural review board. So at this time, we received comments back actually today from H2M, our engineer. So I am going to ask the board if I can have a motion in a second to hold over the public hearing to our August 24th meeting. And then that way that'll give the board time to review comments from our engineer, and then we can put this to bed. So can I have a motion in a second?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay. Introductory local law 9 of 2023, ridge preservation. Public hearing is being continued from the June 22nd, 2023 meeting to entertain public comments on introductory local law 9 of 2023, amending the village code, chapter 310, zoning, to clarify the guidelines and standards of ridge preservation review. So once again, like local law 8, we just received comments back from H2M. I'd like to give the board time to review that. So if I can, I'd like a motion in a second to hold over the public hearing to our meeting of August 24th. Give the board time to review it, and then we can put that to bed as well.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving on. Public comment on agenda items only. So the agenda is in the back table. If anybody has anything they wish to comment on that is on the agenda, do so now or forever hold your peace. Once, and twice, and that's it. All right, moving on to administrative business. Can I have a motion in a second to accept the minutes of the meeting held on July 22nd, 2023?
Motion.
Second.
I'll give the second to Deputy Mayor Bureau, since she's my favorite. Oh. And Vic, not so much. All in favor?
Aye.
All
You don't
right.
have to take it, Vic. No. You don't have to take it.
I still love you, Vic.
That's great.
I
All
know I
right.
love that.
Village Clerk Hopman, will you please read abstract 5?
Abstract 5 contains vouchers 2324-0361 through 2324-0467, totaling $1,209,044.80.
All right. Oh,
My eyes almost popped out of my head when I saw that one.
the sewer payment.
Half the sewer, half of the abstract.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fire department t-shirts, huh, Rob? They would have to sell to pay that bill. Anyway, can I have a motion in a second to approve abstract 5 as read?
Motion. Second.
I'll give the second to Sue Suriello. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Appointment of 2 full-time motor equipment operators, or EMOs for short. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the appointment of Ryan Hazekamp, okay, and James DeVitt to the position of full-time motor equipment operators with a start date of August 21st, 2023, and an hourly rate of $30.14.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And on behalf of the board, welcome to the Village of Woodbury family, to Ryan and James. Okay, fire department equipment requests. Can I have a motion and a second to approve fire department equipment request 23 of 2023, totaling $24,405 for the purchase of 3 CS or SCBA packs, or self-contained breathing apparatus, a harness, and to have 3 SCBA packs serviced.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Fire department membership. So once again, we are truly blessed to be welcoming somebody else into the Village of Woodbury family. So can I have a motion and a second to approve the application for membership to the Woodbury Fire Department received from John Finnegan, pending a physical?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And yes, that does increase our quota on Finnegan's. So we have that to check off. There you go. Moving on to old business. And/or change order for and/or Park Water System Project. So can I have a motion and a second to authorize me, the mayor, to sign change order 4 for the and/or Park Water System filter replacement and treatment plant upgrade project, totaling $17,001.70.
Negative.
It's a negative, yes, it's a credit. For the following reasons, welding was not required for rehabilitating the filters. Only a portion of the allowance for refurbished filter face piping and manifold was used. Only a portion of the allowance for testing was used, and none of the allowance for temporary water service was needed. So can I have that motion in second, please?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving along to new business. Introductory local law 16 of 2023, procurement, best value. So, can I have a motion and a second to introduce local law 16 of 2023, entitled procurement, best value, to permit procurement and awards based upon best value criteria?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the board knows this local law does not require any secret action nor referrals. Now, can I have a motion and a second to schedule a public hearing to be held on September 14, 2023 at 7:30 p.m. to entertain public comments on introductory local law 16 of 2023 entitled procurement best value?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I would like to thank, on behalf of the board, our attorney Kelly Norton, who listened to our questions and suggestions, and then immediately came back with a local law to assist us moving forward. Okay, CDBG participation. Correspondence was received from the U.S. Department of Housing, Urban Development regarding the village becoming an entitled grantee. Okay. Attorney Norton spoke with the County Department of Community Development, and it was recommended the village decline this designation, as it will require the village to separate from the county's program. So, does anybody want to delve into that any further?
And you don't have the staff to run your own urban development consortium, and the county does it for us, so why incur more costs for the village when the county does it? That's my opinion.
Operation, they have to be done frequently, would be, almost a full-time job.
The second, to decline this designation.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And in record time, that ends regular business for this evening. At this time, I will now go out to public comment, starting in the back row. Anyone in the back row wishes to speak on pretty much anything at this point? No? Bill McLennan? No?
Good.
You sure? Joey? No?
Marie, oh, I was gonna be disappointed, Marie didn't go.
Marie, you gotta get it.
Oh, I was disappointed. I know,
You
I heard that puppy
were
going
ready
by.
to cry.
Yeah.
Evening, Maria Hunter. Most of you know me.
No.
No?
No.
Giving marching orders politely from the supervisor and the mayor. The Woodbury Beautification Committee has undertaken the Woodbury Military Tribute Banners. I've been in contact with the company, and I've already had a list of names of people who want to be involved in this on the banners with their. So I got a sample, they mocked up a sample for me. It's not the final one, it's just something so I can show people what we're going to do. They're going to be 24-inch by 48-inch finished size with hole pockets, and it's high-leg vinyl weatherproof. So if anyone would like to have this, we are going to charge $100 per flag, and the beautification committee is picking up the balance, which would be the hardware with the blessing of the. So we're going to be, because it's going to be mounted on the poles, and our highway superintendent with his wonderful department, Rob White, thank you. He's going to help us with what we need to do, and his suggestion, he would like them on the inside of the sidewalks, which would help with a lot of issues with the trucks going by, and we'll work it out with them. So I just wanted everyone to know, most of you know how to reach me, but if you need to, you can reach the village clerk or the town clerk, leave your name and number, and I will get back to you.
Is this something you want us to put on the village website now? We could, Jessica McLennan's here.
I have to develop a flyer. I have to reach out to the woman that sent me all this information so that we can put everything in there. Usually, there are deceased members that are put on there, but on the back of it, what I would like to see is to all of our veterans and active duty military, thank you, town of Woodbury. I'm going to take the town out because I wanted to say Woodbury.
Okay.
That's what it, I just noticed that she put that on there.
That's fine.
On the back. But on the front, it says Woodbury salutes our military. And I'll put the glasses back on. I can't read small print.
Maria,
Proudly honored by a grateful community.
you said this is for deceased vets, or it couldn't be for active or
I think it's,
retired?
I think it's, we have to make a decision, you know,
Okay.
because there are active, we have, police chief has 2 sons. I know a family on Van Tassel, she has a son in the service. I know there's a few people who are serving, and I think
Or have served,
have
but
served,
still,
passed
that's,
on, grateful, you know, grateful
right,
nation.
that's,
So I think we should encompass it all.
that's what
That's
I
my
think,
goal.
because
So, and, you know,
I'm
and I already
thankful
have
for all of
some,
them.
I mean, I have a local business insurance company, he already wants, he knows the 4 banners, I have another family who wants to do 2. We're gonna keep it for Woodbury. If I don't get enough, then I'll expand it out to family members who have passed or don't live here. So
Okay.
it all depends, on we have to do a minimum of 30.
Okay.
So I think this is gonna,
I think we'll easily
I
get
think
to
it's
30.
easily gonna pass this. And I've
Yeah.
already spoken to some of the gentlemen from the local
VFW or American Legion.
yeah, American Legion, and they're all in on it, you know, so we're good.
I know I spoke to Councilman Tim Finnegan,
So
so,
he's in on it too, yes.
yeah, he
he's-
will,
yeah.
I think he can get you to 30 on his own.
Yeah, so with everyone I've been talking to, I've been writing down names and trying to remember everyone, so I think this is gonna be a good thing.
Marie, if there's anything that I can do to help you with this going
Of course, I
forward.
should have you help me design a flyer.
That's what, as soon as you said that, that's.
He's the flyer guy, he's the JPEG guy.
Yeah.
So let me know.
I'll let you know, give you all information, but thank you, and I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, just like I said, when you're ready to put the application up on the village website, and then we can talk to the supervisor about putting it on the town website. Who has the website for that?
Clara.
Yeah?
Clara, yeah.
Okay, so then maybe when you're ready for that, we could just get that done, and it's done. So,
I'll be reaching out to you maybe next week, I've got a few things going on the next couple of days, so everyone has a meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
Marie Longo. Glad that the military banners are gonna be done, from the town, since it was not gonna be done. The revitalization committee didn't fall under the grant, and since our meetings have been halted, there was no other way of that to be done, so I'm glad, and Maria, if you can help, I can pass on any of the info that I have from that company. Just wondering if you guys have any chance to meet to discuss the future of the revitalization committee, since it's been about 4 months now?
As of right now, no.
Okay, any intentions of meeting before the end of 2023?
I would likely say no.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak this evening? No? Yes? Jimmy, it wouldn't be a meeting if you're not speaking.
I know,
There
that's
you
why I
go.
come.
You and Maria hesitated tonight, it was scary there.
Well, it's our meetings, don't you know that? You guys attended today, so. Maria invited me to the town, the Woodbury town meeting, otherwise I wasn't really aware of it. I still don't understand village and town, so Jay's gonna explain it to me one of these days. But it is, it's the same faces. And surprise, surprise, there's a face I didn't expect to see there, and I saw Andrew there. And he interacted with the town. It was nice seeing Supervisor Burke here, and it was just a cooperation. You guys know the people, you guys try to get things done. And there's all, I'm gonna call you guys politicians that are trying to do things. You have the citizens like Maria trying to do things. But there's a large population that's just out there. The Brigadoon threw a barbecue this weekend, trying to draw the community together. It was nice. They catered, you got bounce house, face painting, pool was open. But noticeably missing was the Orthodox citizen community. And as they grow, I was sure we discussed it amongst the community. The more you do events and someone doesn't show up, the divide gets bigger. Like the Memorial Day parade, the turnout is worse and worse. But it's not that they don't know about it, they're not gonna go. And what can we do to draw us together? Because their population is gonna grow. The Marias of the world are gonna move out. You have other new people coming in that are not aware of this. I came here for a reason, not because, I got nothing better to do on Thursday, let me hang out here, but I came here to gripe and complain and bitch and everything else to you guys, and you know what, I like you guys now, show up on a regular basis, you can't get rid of me. But who else is here? Who else is here that has less than 2 years here? Thank you. It is, but we get less of those. The whole thing is, my question is, somebody has to find a way to draw the community together. It's, the more you're separated, the more you get us and them, it gets pretty nasty on these social media groups. And you know it, you hear it, and I'll tell you outright, in the Brigadoon, these Jewish families are some of the nicest people I know. I hate the renters, I hate the short-term renters, I hate Airbnb, but these families, they stand by raising the families, they're trying to, in the best environment they can, but we can't get the connection. I don't know what the answer is. It's not a barbecue, it's not a pool party, it's not, it's a fine line, because we can't abide by their standards, and they don't like our standards, so I'm a loss. But it's a problem that's only gonna get worse.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I think you have people that have been burned with each other as a group for years, and then there's an inherent mistrust that we need to break. And I think we're working towards that as a community, getting the sides together and breaking that mistrust. Because before you let your walls down, you gotta be able to trust the other side. And I think either anybody's gotten there yet, and like you said, some of the comments that are on social media are ridiculous, and to be honest with you, I report that, as I see them, because they are inherently disgusting. And, you know, people are people, regardless of who they are, what religion they follow, what they do, and I think once we start realizing that people are just people, things will be much better. And I think that's how we gotta work together to kind of do that. And that's a start. What you just said today is a start. And, you know, you extend an invitation, and sooner or later, somebody was gonna accept that invitation, and we're gonna, it'll happen.
Yeah, you know what, Jimmy, and that's the key, because you're right, they're not gonna come to a barbecue, they're not gonna come to that. But you know what, talk to one of your neighbors and say, hey, I wanna get to know you, why don't you come over, sit in the backyard and just have conversation? And just talk about things in general. Settle the world's problems, and that's how you start building a bond with people. Regardless of what their religion is, you just start talking to them, you build a bond, you build a trust, you build a friendship, and then that spreads. People see you and somebody else interact, and they want to be part of that, because, you know, people are people, and they want to be part, they want to be included, they want to be active in things. So I think that's how it would spread, but it's got to start probably small, a couple of people, a couple of conversations, over a cup of coffee in the backyard or something. That's as simple as that, I think, anyway.
No, I mean, I get along with almost all of them, you know, every time, you know, every Saturday, you know, we sneak walk past my house on a regular basis. You always need something bigger, some icebreaker, something to throw, because it's gonna get worse and worse. The allegations, the misconceptions. I'm surprised by this, you know, coming from Queens. I was like blindsided that you would have this type of, both ways, okay, it goes both ways.
Well,
It's
in
not
Queens,
one-sided.
everybody lives together, right?
Right.
In Queens, everybody lives together.
It's more diverse, it's a little different.
Same
One-
Queens is, I'm from Queens.
Yeah.
Just why probably why I like you so much, because I'm from Woodside, and there are so many different,
Walks of life.
yeah, in Queens. Queens is so diverse. I'm blessed that I actually got raised, born and raised in Queens, because you really, I was by Astoria. Astoria is the second largest Greek city in the world. So it is that type of community Queens is. It's just so diverse.
You know, for me, maybe I'm a pessimist or an optimist on one way, but I'm very pessimistic that Woodbury, Monroe, whatever you want to call it, can be a nice, small town if you have this continued divide. Because sooner or later, you're gonna wind up with that. I'm not saying an incident, but it's so broken down, and it's sad. You know, every time, you know what, it's like something happens, this one blames that side. There's always all these allegations. And, you know, you see these areas, and, you know the names of it, you know what? I don't want to see the seven in the Muncie. And that's what a lot of people that left this area, that the people that used to be involved with the projects, that used to go to the parades, they left, they ran out. Okay, and you know, you hear them, they're still in the groups, and that's why I left, that's why I left, that's why I left. Well, you know what, go away, you're not helping the matter, okay? I mean, I do post some stupid shit about the Knicks, Yankees, whatever else, but every time I post something positive, people jump in. They are so thirsty to jump on something positive, okay? Monroe, Julius, Cowboys, whatever it may be. But you also got the ones that, you know, that create the dissension. But I just wish there was some way that somebody had that magic pill that we could get everyone to sit down and, hey, whatever happens out there, happens out there. But at least in this little village, let's start there. You know, I'm trying to bring it to, and I hope we can. And bring it to spread out. That's all I can do.
No, and that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
It's a good place to start. But like I said, start small. Have just simple conversations. Get to know people. Let them get to know you, and then it'll spread.
You'd be surprised how much in common we all have when talking with my neighbors and about, you know, we all came here for the same reason. We came here because we wanted a house, we wanted land, we wanted green grass, and we wanted a place where not to be crowded. When I came from Long Island, a little 60 by 90 foot lot, I didn't want to be on with 3 million people, and you go driving up on the 1 hour expressway anymore. I just didn't want to be that way. So that's why, and I think everybody's here for that reason. So sooner or later, it'll happen. It's just, there's been an inherent resistance, as I'll call it, that was a little too vehement in the beginning, and it created an air of mistrust that we're gonna have to break down. And it's gonna take both sides a lot of work to do that.
It's not gonna happen overnight. I think it can be done.
And again, thank you, you bring something every week that we give us some pause to think about anyway, so I appreciate that.
Thank you, James. Thank you, James. All right, anyone else in the public wishing to speak? All right, moving on to department comments. I'll start with those that have joined us.
Andrew, anybody
On the screen.
on Facebook?
That's
Not Facebook, or Zoom?
anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak who is from the public and not a department head or board head. Okay, moving on to department comment once again. I will start with Michael Phillips. Mickey,
I got nothing tonight, thank you.
Sue, you want to ask him how the water tanks are?
How are the water tanks, Mickey?
Water tanks are getting full.
That is great news.
Getting
Absolutely.
It's great
All right.
news.
Michael
My lawn
Pinella.
thanks you.
Maybe we should get a measure.
Michael Pinella.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I have nothing this evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Bob Wyatt? You got nada?
Thank you.
Trout Brook is open?
I don't know.
Okay.
I saw
It's
it on
counting.
Facebook. Someone said it was open.
Must be true.
It
It
must
gotta
be
be
true.
Must be true.
You can't validate that for
What is Facebook? What is it?
Well done.
us? Gossip site.
Well
But I actually
played,
just saw
Bob.
someone
Well
post that
played.
before.
Okay, all right. Board comments, starting with trustee Graziano.
Well, good evening. I think, I don't have much to say tonight. I mean, I think the back and forth, Jimmy kind of said it all.
Just speak a little bit louder.
This way, talk this way.
Oh, I'm sorry, Desiree, hello.
I
I can't hear you, so can you?
Hello, my name is
Mickey,
CJ
step back.
Graziano. Just use a microphone.
All right, thank you
can't
everybody
use
for
microphones,
coming.
remember?
I don't have much to say tonight. Can you hear me now better, Desiree?
Yes, thank you.
I'll keep it short. I just want to, remind everybody that unfortunately, we're a couple of weeks left of summer only. We're starting to get back. I myself have to reconcile bringing my son back to school next weekend, to go back up to college. So just everybody enjoy the last few weeks of summer, spend that time with your family and get some of that balance in your life. That's more important than anything because it's very fleeting. So that's what I got to say tonight. Enjoy the rest of the summer.
Thank you, trustee Graziano. Trustee Farrelly.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any comments tonight. A lot of it was said earlier, but just thank you all for coming. Thank you for either here or online, and I'll see you next meeting. That's it. Short and sweet.
Yeah, I wish phone calls with you were like that, huh?
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Oh, Nick, I don't know. Trustee Suriello.
I would just like to thank Maria for bringing the whole vets flags to life, because coming from a family of veterans, I wish they lived here so I could put my grandpa up there, but it will make my heart sing when I see, I love to walk through Monroe and see it there, and I think it will be a great thing for Woodbury, and I just want to thank you, and if you need any help, please let me know, because I'm available to help. And that's all I have.
All right, Deputy Mayor Bureau.
Thank you. I actually want to thank you for your thinking outside the box with your school programs and trying to bring certain things to life to help many crises that we have as a community, mainly with the volunteers, and being proactive and going to the Board of Education, trying to bring meaningful change to how our education system incorporates volunteerism into the classroom. So thank you. I was blown away by some of your ideas, and you are a true asset to Woodbury, so thank you for that. Is that it? That's all I have. Oh, and Jimmy, I wanted to say, I agree with what you said, and when we were a few years back, we were at an HLE barbecue, And there was integration with the Hasidic families, with us. And it started with the kids. That's what I was noticing, is because kids don't see the bias that we have. We create that bias for them, right? I hate to say it, but that's true, both sides. It's the adults. So when I saw Lily was only 5 years old at the time, and she just went right up, let's go play, and she was, and I said, that's where it's gonna change. It's gonna change with that generation, but that goes for anything. The change is gonna start with how they are raised, how our children are raised, and what they hear and see in the household, and bringing that to life in a community event like HLE had their barbecue on a Sunday, I believe, to invite and I think that's also where it starts, is we have to be more cognizant of when we are having these events. Will there be a kosher caterer? Are we thinking about that? Because 9 times out of 10, we're not. So I think you starting that and getting more involved in your HOA, that's where it's gonna start. I agree with Vic. But also with the children, like my daughter, my little one would play at the res with no problem at the playground with all walks of life. And I love it, because I think that we do live in a very diverse community. It is not Woodbury of 80 years ago, 50 years ago. It is become what the city is, a melting pot. And I like it, to be honest with you. I think it's representative of the real world and where we live. You go to work in a company, like my company has every background, every nationality. I think we have 140 nationalities working with us. So I think when you see that come to where you live, it's real life. So thank you for bringing that up. And I think that we need more people like you speaking up for more meaningful change like that. So thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Vera. Village Clerk Poplin. Got nothing. All right, it ends with me. So let me start by Jimmy just letting you know that the supervisor was scheduled to be here this evening, but he had a hot date that he had to go on, so he was unable to attend tonight, but.
What does everyone need to know?
I think he had a personal engagement.
Thank
He
you.
had a personal engagement. He had a hot date, Jimmy. Okay, very hot date.
Good for him.
I like where you're going. I always like to say, I don't know if you've ever heard the expression, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it better to go to the supermarket and buy a container of juice, or is it more fulfilling to buy all the oranges and personally squeeze them yourself? It is worth fighting for the community. So, but it takes some investment of time and a desire to want to do that. So I like where your head's at. So, and because you're from Queens now, that's it. Our relationship is lockstep. I just want to thank Maria Hunter, and I also want to thank Rob Wyatt. We have already begun the planning for our 9/11 ceremony, which will be held on 9/11. But Bobby Blair has already begun the planning to get through some of the lists, to get things looking good downstairs. Rob is in the process with his highway personnel of getting one of the old school bells that used to be how you would let people know there was a fire here. The men and women downstairs had it sandblasted and I think painted. It looks gorgeous. It's going to look really nice out front there. So, and Maria is already contacted Chief Burke to discuss. Yeah, he told me. I spoke to him. I think you beat me to the punch. Already spoken to him about flowers for outside there and whatnot. So we're going to get the place looking good for them. This will be their 26th ceremony. 26, wow. So it is always very respectful, well done. I know, I'm trying to.
2001.
22nd, 22. All right. Anyway.
Stick to your day.
I know, stick to my day job. But I do want to thank all those involved because we're getting a good head start on this to make sure, like I said, that everything is set for them. I bring that up because I did meet with Kathy Hansen this past weekend. For those that know, her husband was an integral part of our fire department downstairs. He also was an integral part of the training of many of the, at least 2 generations of firemen or firefighters for downstairs. His life was taken due to the recovery efforts on 9/11, the airborne toxins, winds up taking his life back in 2019. And for those that knew Michael, he was he was just a gentleman amongst gentlemen. He always had the biggest smile on his face, and he is still sorely missed. So this ceremony, which he was a big part of helping to bring to Woodbury, and he was I know, that his final 9/11 ceremony was probably one of the most moving ceremonies, because that disease really had taken most of his spirit. So he was able to get through it. It was proudly he got through that. And he has passed the torch on to Bree Wallace and several others downstairs that have taken that mantle on. So the work has begun with that. We will keep you posted on any other details in terms of start time and whatnot. But I want to thank both of you and Bobby Blair, who is not here. So anyway, I have no other further business.
Someone's birthday on the 21st.
Yes, it says her first.
He's sitting to your right on.
Tom, the supervisor's birthday Sunday, and Desiree's 29th birthday is the 21st?
49.
No, 29. Desiree's 29th birthday is on the 1st.
21st.
21st, and she will not be here, so we all have to sing, no.
Bring cake next week.
I won't be at the next meeting.
She's not gonna be here. We should have
Planned.
had cake here, but that's,
Yeah.
Come to the next week's meeting, we'll have a cake.
yeah, that's it. I'll go to the town board meeting.
Town. God, can we just move on?
Okay. All right, with no further business, can I have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next meeting, ladies and gentlemen, will be August 24th, 2023. Thank you all for coming. Have a good night.
Good evening.